my journey started with me just sharing my experience, my life, my journey on LinkedIn, right? I used to tell people LinkedIn for me started as a gratitude book. It was just a way of documenting my experience. So it was like I was not good at journaling, but writing and putting it on LinkedIn because I was not expecting anybody to read it. I was not writing it for anybody. Me, I was just writing it for my own self. It was just a way of me saying, I'm sad today. This is what happened. This is, I passed this exam, or I did this, I did that one, so that I can go back and look at it and say, oh, you tried. Up until when I went to Lagos and then decided to start writing about my financial journey as well. So for the first few weeks, when I even started that, talking about, let's say, personal finance, I was just documenting. Oh, I spent this. Oh, I did this. Oh, before you know, I started sharing financial tips. And the funny thing was, I was not even about personal finance. I was more on business finance. Business finance was more of what I was doing before I even came to Lagos, right? I was doing business finance. I was even doing academic mentoring. I was not the kind of person that had this was exactly what I was doing. They were just side on to whatever I was doing, right? So I was still writing about newsletter. I have this business finance newsletter because to me, when I became an accountant, I just felt like I wanted to serve, or I wanted to use my knowledge to be useful for the people around me. And most of the people around me were business owners, entrepreneurs, all of our friends that I'm selling cake, I'm selling clothes, all these business that we do from our room, but it was never growing beyond our room. So to me, I called myself their accountant, right? So I used to write business finance tips. So when I now started realizing that I was experiencing some money struggles, I now did it side by side. Today, I will write a post about business finance. Next week, I will write a post about personal finance. So I wasn't being hard on myself. I was just doing something that I enjoyed doing, which was to show up, to advise people around me, to share my accounting knowledge with the people around me, right? So that was how I continued doing it. I stayed with LinkedIn articles for a while before it even grew to newsletter. And when I started, I'm this kind of person that whenever I have an idea, I just push it out. I really do not care. I don't need to have a brand name. I don't need to have a structure. I don't owe anybody an explanation. That was the way I was living my life. Maybe when I was younger, I didn't really care. So what I did was I was showing up without a brand name, without everything, even color. Then the people I want to have a color code. I was not bothered about all of those things. My own was just to show up, right? So that was how I was doing. It wasn't until, or let's say a year after, that I realized that, you know what, instead of just writing Medium, because there's this Medium platform for writing blog, I used to write my personal finance tips there, right? So I was like, instead of just being a writer, just writing and sharing blog, I got inspired to start creating videos. So funny thing was, I actually wrote this story as a content today, so maybe I should just share it again. So I had this friend of mine that wanted to come and visit me, come to my area when I was in Lagos. He wanted to come to my area like a colleague. He was like, I heard there's a new restaurant in your area. I'll come around and then we can just go there and chat and stuff like that. To be honest, that night when I slept, I had this dream that I was interviewing him at the restaurant about his finances, right? Because I was into finance now, it was more pronounced. So I just had this dream that I was interviewing him about money. Instead of us to be eating and gisting, I was asking him about how was it, this and that. So to be honest, when I woke up that morning, I just realized that wait, I can actually do this thing that I saw in my dream. Oh, I can just be making videos and putting it on YouTube. So it was that week that I got inspired to start making videos, recording it, and uploading it. So I realized that one thing needed to happen. I needed a name to make it sound nice, right? I didn't overthink it. I just felt like, well, I was chatting with my friend about money in my dream, so it might as well just be Money Chat with Afsat. That was how I came up with the name, created my YouTube page. It was 3 years last month that since I created that page, and that was it for me. I wasn't owing anybody an explanation. I wasn't looking for perfection. I wasn't thinking it was going to be a business. In fact, there were so many things that happened around that period, but I came up with the name, created my YouTube page, and that was how it was for me. So I didn't know whether people were liking or they were not liking. My own was to share with the people around me. I was sharing, but I wasn't really expecting anything, to be honest. I was just doing my thing because I was excited doing it. It wasn't difficult. It wasn't stressful then. It wasn't demanding. It was just fun for me, right? Then there was no comparison, no this no finance, other finance people in the space and all of that. To me, it was just me being myself and allowing myself be me. So it was, I would say it was. I would say what I would say is people need to start without too much expectation. Basically, start without being afraid to fail. Start without thinking people are looking at you, because when I started, I didn't really know people were seeing my content. I wasn't bothered. I was doing it for me, right? So yes, I would say that was how the journey during the first few years started for me. During the first few weeks started for me.